Hi guys, welcome back to Bunny Brick Designs. Sorry I've been MIA for a couple weeks. Christmas and the holidays got the better of me. It's after Christmas, before New Year's now. So I started working with December's bead box, and I'm going to just show you real quick. I made these. I tried to do a video and I got kind of got sidetracked and distracted, and the camera shut off and didn't realize it. So anyways, I made them. They're ear posts. I really like these. They're really, really pretty. And if you can see, the shibori has some sparkle to it. It's really hard to see on camera, but the beads just sparkle anyways. But today we're going to be doing, I'm going to call these icicle earrings, and they're just, they're just a simple wire wrap. And I'm going to grab an ear wire real quick just to show you how they're going to hang. And I see some things that still need tucked in on that one, but we'll get there. Oops, that one's not good. I hate it when they're missing springs. Like, you get ear wires and they're not perfect, or not all of them are perfect. So I am just going to put this on, and as you can see, we've just got this pretty shape. And what I was saying was this guy right here is still up a little bit, so I just want to kind of tuck him in. I'm just trying to tuck this guy in on this one so he's not sticking out and not going to snag on anything. Anyways, so we're going to be doing a pair of earrings. I'm going to do the other one with you on camera. So what I did is I have some silver wire here, and it's silver, it's 20 gauge square. And I'm just going to take probably I think I took 12 inches the last time. I think I don't necessarily need all 12. I just like to have extra just in case. And so I'm just going to straighten it. And you can use nylon. And I can see that this needs to, or you can use wire straighteners. This has some dirt on this wire. I'm going to need to clean. So I am going to grab, if I can find it, my cleaning cloths just to polish up that wire real quick before we get beading. If I can find my cleaning cloths. Not that I can find them. So I started cleaning up. While I'm looking, I'll tell you a story. I started cleaning up. I got a lot of stuff over the holidays, including some gifts from people, and I started putting things away, and for the life of me, I can't find half of the stuff because I put it in places, and now I'm just like, I don't know where I put it. Yeah. So, I'm not seeing my cleaning cloths, and they're normally in a resin tools, UV light. Like, I have everything labeled, and that was the one thing I didn't have labeled. Guess, I'm gonna have to, there we go, found it. Gonna have to label that drawer. It's in the one unlabeled drawer that I didn't have. So I just have these sunshine polishing cloths, and as you can see, they get pretty dirty. I am just going to polish this wire just a little bit because I want to try to get some of this dirt off. And as you can see, it's going to turn black as you're cleaning it. And I'm doing this now before, whoops, and it's okay if the wire bends. As you can see, it's getting shinier. You definitely want to do it before, if you've got a lot of dirt on your wires, or if your wires have gotten tarnished sitting in a drawer, you definitely want to clean it before, woo, and that gets dirty. Wow, that was dirty. Now you can use these claws until they're completely black on both sides. So they're, you know, they're decent. I don't like using like the liquid and the polishing wheels. I find it gets pretty messy. Ooh. And I'm definitely going to have to clean my hands after. All right. That looks a lot better. I don't see any more. I don't see any more dirt. I am just going to give this a wipe down with a paper towel now. Just to clean up this wire. The other, like, there must have been just a dirt, like, there's a dirty spot. There's some dirty spots I can see. I'm guessing something got spilled. All right, and I'm just cleaning as much off my hands as I possibly can. All right, so now I'm going to re-straighten this. Get out any kinks. Now we've got pretty shiny wire. I'm going to set my extra aside. So the first thing we're going to need to do is we're going to need to bend this in half. So it doesn't really matter where. You're going to have a longer side and a shorter side. I like to do it not quite in the middle, because this longer side is going to be what I use to wrap, and the shorter side is going to hold the beads. So I'm just going to bend it and create a 90-degree bend. And then I am just going to squeeze it, making sure that the flat sides don't get twisted. And I'm using my nylon jaw pliers to do this, and just gently squeezing and gently squeezing and gently squeezing and gently squeezing until everything is nice and together. So basically, as you can see, we've got our point there. So now I'm just going to pull my wire out, and I'm going to hold on. Maybe, let's see, what do we got here? It's almost 3/4 of a plier. So I'm just going to hold on to this and see if I can bend this out just so I have my point right about the same length. And that's probably a little shorter. So I am going to hold it in here and then bend this one just a hair. So this one I want to keep straight. So now what we're going to need is we're going to need one of the silver stardust beads, one of the blue rondelles, one of what I call disco balls, and then one of these blue, oh, I forget what they're called, angelite stones. And so that is going to be our beads. But I'm also going to add some of these bead caps just to give it a little bit of extra pop in the center there. So we're going to feed on the silver stardust bead and go all the way down until we can't go anymore. And now I'm just making sure I have it about the right spacing, because I don't want it to be, so there we go. All right, now I'm going to take this and I'm just going to pull it, and I'm going to wrap the wire around my base wire. And if you're having a hard time getting it started, you can use your nylon jaw pliers, because what I want to do is I want to wrap it around so that it's coming around the opposite side. So we went around this side, right? So now I'm coming from behind, but I'm on the opposite side of where my curve went here. Now we're going to pick up the next bead and drop it down. And then I'm just going to wrap in front and wrap around until I'm at the opposite side. So it's just one full wrap, as you can see. And then I'm going to pick up my bead cap, my disco ball, and my bead cap. And then I am going to, because I'm going around this way, I'm going to come from behind, making sure everything stays nice and tight, and wrap around that wire once, coming from the opposite direction. Okay. Now I can pick up my last bead, my final bead, and come around again and wrap around once. So now all my beads are in place, and I can push down, make sure that everything is nice and tight, and I've got my beads on. So now I've got my second wrap. Now keep in mind, when you swirl like this, they're not going to be exact opposites, because things twist, but we've got the same beads, same length. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my looping. So these are my bail making pliers. They have 6 loops. I'm using the second one because I want a larger loop. I'm just going to bend this, and I'm going to wrap around, making sure I'm nice and tight, and then just wrap it around until I'm back to the same spot as I was with the other wire. Now I need to get these together side by side. So this is going to take some finagling, finessing, whatever you want to call it, to get these to be side by side there. And that's perfect. And then I am just going to make sure that they bend nicely around. And then I'm just going to cut them off. And I have extra wire, and I knew I would. I just didn't. I don't want you guys to have small wires and be having a struggle when you get to this point. So I just snipped off. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my my tweezer nose or needle nose, and I am just going to start slowly bending these wires in toward the center point, so that when I feel them, and I'm just going to straighten out my loop here, I don't want to feel rough edges. So I'm just going to continue, 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 continue. And I'm just trying to get them closer together. All right, so I can't feel any rough edges now. All right, so now that we've gotten that, all we have to do is open it up. And because we have this first loop on this side, I want to make sure that this one fits on this side. So I am going to put it on this way. And so when I'm hanging them, they look like they're mirror images. So I'm going to just hold these up. And so this is just going to be a little quick one, 15-minute tutorial. And there we go. So, well, that looks like I flipped it around the wrong way. We're just going to flip this guy that way, because I do want them mirror. There we go. Perfect. And there we go. So we've got these cute little, and I'm going to call them icicles from the Bargain Bead Box. Anyways, I am going to clean up. I'm going to wash the ick off my hands, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.